Welcome to. Of course, I'm out of focus. Right, cool. There we go. How are we, ladies and gentlemen? All right. I'm just gonna say that my Wi-Fi is struggling. So, like, I was trying to watch something on Apple TV earlier, and it just wasn't happening. So with Wi-Fi, so if I do like disappear during this stream, you know why. I will try and rectify the problem as quickly as I can. But yeah, how are we doing? How are we all doing? Apologies, I'm a few minutes late. That's life. I've had a stressful week, couple of mock exams and all that kind of thing, but we're ready now. We're prepped for a tough game against Millwall. But it's cool. It's cool. We'll be fine. It's a tough game, but it's a game in which we can bounce back from our disappointing performance at Ipswich. And we had the news today that Andy Smith has signed a new long-term contract to the summer of 2026. You absolutely love to see it. Racinia's really fond of Andy. I really like Andy. Yeah. Yeah, we like Andy. We like Andy, to summarise. Let's have a look at chat, shall we? Ollie, up the Tigers, QPR, Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall, Preston, Norwich, Huddersfield, Watford, Leeds, Southampton, Swansea. Don't quite know what you're on about here, to be honest, mate, but cool. Gallagher, how you doing? Ashley, how you doing? Glenn, how you doing? Mail. Birmingham 2, West Brom 1. Is that a prediction for tonight? I think that's this evening's game, is it not? Well, I think it is anyway, but we'll excuse the yawn. Excuse the yawn. But yeah, Ty, yes, it is tonight's game, kicking off at 8 o'clock. Longman FC. Ryan Longman won't be playing because that's the standard agreement of a loan deal. Racine spoke about this. He said that they had an offer from a League One club, believed to be Oxford, about sending Longman on loan there, but they decided not to. They got a late offer from Millwall and decided to keep him in the Championship for his career because he was great. He was great at, keeping himself and, his mentality, even though he knew he wasn't going to play much this season for us. So, yeah. Right, Jordan's asking, is Tufan injured? We'll go to team news straight away then, where... oh, you're taking the mic. That's not saved. Ah! I've just written a whole banner out, right? And it's not saved. I clicked enter on my keyboard. I did. I clicked enter. Ah, it's not saved. Right, you know what? I can't be asked to type it out again, so we'll do it. Oh, is it a Wi-Fi thing? Because now I've clicked. Oh, for Christ's sake! Right, we'll verbalise it then. Verbal team news. Jason Lakilo, fit. Aliyah, Syed Manesh and Harry Vaughan just going to miss out, but we'll be back for Southampton. Louis Coyle fractured his eye socket, so that's not good. Don't know how long he's going to be out for. Regan Slater out for 2 months with a hamstring injury. Ozan Tufan still out injured, but could be back, probably will be back for Southampton after the international break. And excuse me. Under 21s wise, Rocco Coyle was back in the under 21s team tonight. Ollie Green was in the under 21s team. So was Bora, Jevon Mills. No Alfie Taylor, which could mean he's involved. No Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, so chances are he's involved with the first team again. Henry Sandat and Jim Sims were playing and are playing now against Aston Villa. So Tyrell Sellers-Fleming will probably be involved again. Who have I missed? Dokan Sinek and Greg Doherty are fit enough to come off the bench as they did on Tuesday, but not fit enough to start. That would be verbalized better if it had saved, but it hasn't. Right. Yes, I have seen Louis Coyle's Instagram. That's not good. That's really not good. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'll put it up on screen now when everything loads, but it's really not good. It's really, really, really not good. Right. Let's have a look at Louis Coyle's story because it is really quite something, this. You ready? Look at that. Yeah, Louis looks in a bad way. Louis looks in a really, really bad way. to put it bluntly, so I'm yawning loads tonight. I'm sorry. Look at that's not good. That's not good at all. So, briefly, right? I'm just gonna. I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm gonna just quickly run to the opposite room and grab something, and then I'll be back. But I'll leave you with Louis Coyle's Instagram. Now, is that bad or is that bad? I am back, by the way. Slater is out for about 2 months. Eating something will probably wake me up a bit, give me a bit of a boost. Yeah, Slater out for 2 months is a blow. And having Ozan and Slater out at the same time was definitely part of what killed us against Ipswich. But let's move on, because this is fun. This bit's really fun. When it loads, Adrian Holmes is the linesman who got the Luis Diaz decision wrong on the pitch. Hull City are getting screwed by the referees. Name a more iconic duo. So the guys from VAR and the guys on the pitch from the Liverpool-Tottenham game have been taken off Premier League duty for this week. So they've been shoved in the Championship, and we've got one of the linesmen. That's really great fun, isn't it? That's really, really, really great fun. Having yet more dodgy officials with a recent history for dodgy officiating. How long until we get Gavin Ward, you lot? Ashley, good point, but Diaz was so far onside, and that's the issue. That's the issue. He was so far onside. But I do agree that if VAR got the decision right, the lino just like it wouldn't be a headline. But because the on-field decision stuck, the linesman calling an offside that wasn't offside is the headline. So, yeah, the referee's Tim Robinson. The two linos are Adrian Holmes and Simon Long. The fourth official is Charles Breakspear. Like I say, how long until we get Gavin Ward, you lot? Because it's going to happen, innit? It's so going to happen. You watch, after the international break, Southampton, that game will get Gavin Ward as ref. That's my prediction. Gavin Ward will be our referee against Southampton. I know it's really early, but what position do you think will strengthen the January transfer window? Great question. I think Aliyah will leave. And I think we'll bring in another winger, another striker, and maybe another centre-half. That's what I think. And depending on how Coyle and Christie get on this season, Coyle with his recovery, and Christie didn't look great against Ipswich, I'll be honest. Depending on how Rossini feels the depth is in that position, we might possibly see a right back coming on loan. Depending on how long Cole's recovery time is, because he's had two massive bangs to the head in quite quick succession. So my guess is that Louis will be missing until at least Huddersfield at home on Remembrance on the 11th. I think he'll be missing for that. And as for the rest, it could possibly be longer, but I think he'll be missing for that one. Am I off to Hull Fair? Yes, I'm going to go on Monday. So if you see me at Hull Fair on Monday, just don't be scared to come up and speak to me if you want. I think Hull Fair is dog shit. I think it's a scam. And I think that ground will be much better used when our training ground is eventually on there. So for me, I will go to Hull Fair to do a favour for my mates, and while they go on rides, hold their phones and money so that no coins fall out the pockets, or when they're on something that goes 400,000 million miles into the sky, the phone doesn't drop. That will essentially be my role, and it's a role I'm more than happy to play. It's what I've done for years. It's a role I will do forever. Won't go on anything. I am strong and regimented in my belief that Hull Fair is terrible, and I think it would be much better discarded to Humber Bridge car park, massively sized down, and our training ground be on there instead. That's my opinion. I hate when we have to do a minute silence because of the morons that chant. It doesn't usually happen, to be fair. We had a little, like, towards the end of the other one a few weeks ago, we had a U-All, and they're just idiots. Because there's quite clearly something going on. But I think for the remembrance ones, for the 11th of November, usually they are quite well behaved. So, yeah, that should be quite a universal, shut up kind of thing. Moving on. Let's have a look at stats then from the Ipswich game, and let's be brutally honest, they don't look good. The stats are false there, I think. I don't think we were very good at all. I felt like we had less of the ball. No way did we have 13 shots, by the way, and no way did we match them for shots on target. That's just not true. That can't have happened. But an Ipswich fan in my comments said that we're the best team to go to Portman Road this season. And we played like that, which is insane to me. Anyway, moving on. This Millwall team, good side despite their difficult starts to the season. Matthias Sarkic is a good young keeper. Danny McNamara is always a stalwart in their defence. Joe Bryan's come in. Brooke Norton-Cuffy's come in. Wes Harding's come in. Jake Cooper's signed a new contract with them. In the midfield, Billy Mitchell scored the other day. Zian Fleming's got quality. Ryan Longman on loan from us is ineligible. Alan Campbell from Luton on loan. Ryan Leonard always seems to do well against us. Roman Esse, he's a good young player. George Honeyman, we know what he can do. Then up top, Tom Bradshaw, Duncan Watmore. They have got rid of Tyler Bury. Millwall's commentators always used to really like him. But Gary Rowett seems to be under a little bit of pressure at the minute. And for what reason that is, we will have a look at when we get to the league table. This Paul Robinson, he travelled with Millwall's academy when we played them earlier this season. Former left-back, of course. And yeah, now he's part of Millwall's staff and academy team. If he comes under it there, yes, he does. Paul Robinson there. When we played Millwall's under 21s, there was this real dopey kid, and because he sort of got off the bus and was like almost, even though there was a door that security Kenny was stood in front of, he was like, it was almost like, where do I go? And when he went through the door, even though there was a sign which pointed to the away dressing room, he was sort of like looking around, like, where do I go? And I'd assume that guy will be a trialist because I can't find him on here. But I think he was a trialist that can't have made the cut. I can't find him on here. Unless that's him. That's the guy closest to looking like him. But I don't think it's him. He's the one who looks most similar. But I don't think it was him. Because this guy was just stupid, quite frankly. Unless he's in the under 18s. Oh, we can't see the pictures. But no, this kid was incredibly dopey. You sort of like looked at him and thought, oh, Christ. Yeah. Like last year, a lot of 2-1s. It will be a 1-goal difference if a side wins. I'd agree. I think Hull Fair's a scam as well. Good. I'm going to indoctrinate you all into my way of thinking that Hull Fair is a colossal waste of time, effort, and money, quite frankly. So that's good. The more of us, the better, which always bodes well. Anyway, on to current form when this thing shares. There we go. How does that look on your screen? Oh, yeah, that looks fine. Because I've just had to pull it into a separate tab and it's not gone full screen. So, only 2 defeats for us this season. That one of those being last time up. We just can't do it in East Anglia. That's what it is. But then before that, 3 draws and a win. The draws coming against Coventry, Leeds, and Plymouth all at home. The win, Stoke away before the defeat to Ipswich. And then Millwall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they lost to Leeds, beat Rotherham, drew West Brom, lost to Swansea, and then beat Plymouth. So that's not a bad string of results. That's really not a bad string of results. Joey have different opinions for once. Love Hull Fair. Yeah, I hate it. Speaking of things we do have similar opinions on, though. Ashley, did you see them lose their deposit yesterday in the old Rutherglen and Hamilton area? Come on! Tory trouncing. Love it. They didn't even get 5% of the vote. They lost their deposit. That's incredible. Anyway, away from the politics, an opinion which I am allowed to have because I'm not a teacher. And I still think it's weird that teachers aren't allowed political opinions, but whatevs. League table, Leicester top, Ipswich second. We're the only team to take points off Leicester. We're down to 9th with that defeat, but it's still really tight at the minute, and it will be for the rest of the season, I'd imagine. Down near the bottom, Millwall with the win last time climbed themselves up a little bit, and they are a really, really good side. The Den's a hard place to go. It was where Liam Rossini managed his first game as Hull City manager, I believe. 0-0 draw, I think it was, last season. Sheff Wednesday, of course, in a mess, yet to win this season. Rotherham only winning once. QPR, Watford down there's a surprise. But it is a form table at this point still. It won't start to take shape until after Christmas. We need to start turning some of our draws into wins, definitely. Around the grounds on Championship Match Day 11, the game tonight in about 20 minutes' time is Birmingham versus West Brom, a Midlands derby. Tomorrow at 12:30, it's the Teesweir derby, Sunderland versus Middlesbrough. 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow. All the rest of the games are one of these. Cardiff versus Watford, Southampton versus Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday versus Huddersfield, QPR versus Blackburn, Plymouth Argyle versus Swansea City, Millwall versus us, Leicester versus Stoke, Leeds versus Bristol City, Ipswich versus Preston, and Coventry versus Norwich. Nice. Memorable match. Now, this one you probably don't remember, but I picked it for one specific reason, and we'll get to that. We lost 2-1 to Millwall in the FA Cup. John Terrell gave us the lead. I remember I was on the bus coming home from town from when I was seeing the scores coming for this game. But what the starting 11 isn't relevant as to why I've picked this. So the team was George Long in goal, back for Todd Kane, Robbie McKenzie, Andre Mazuk, and Eric Lehigh. Eric Lehigh, the captain, I think, that day. The midfield was John Torral and David Milinkovic, the wingers. Kevin Stewart and Dan Batty, the holding midfield too. Chris Martin and Nua Dicko up front. But on the bench is the significant thing, because this was the game that Keane Lewis Potter made his Hull City debut. And that's why I've picked it. The bench was David Marshall, the goalkeeper, Reece Burke, Evandro, Brandon Fleming, Max Sheaf, Lewis Ritson, and Keane Lewis Potter, with Nigel Adkins in charge. Keano made his debut, came off the bench late on, made his debut for us in the FA Cup. And the rest, as they say for Keane, in Hull City colours, is history. Have I ever been to Millwall? No, I'm not going tomorrow. It's a ground I will do at some point, definitely, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't get there tomorrow, quite frankly. So, what's this? Kids for £1. Oh, it's cheap tickets against Preston. Ooh. Adults are £15 against Preston. My age for a £5, 15 and under, I think, is kids for £1. Martin, Jerry, how you doing, mate? I'll give you a shout out, pal. Anyway, away from that, excuse me, last time out against Millwall, Adama Traore scored that goal to give us the win. What a strike it was when he came off the bench. The team that day was Carl Darlow in goal. Back four was Louis Coyle, Alfie Jones, Sean McLaughlin, and Jacob Greaves. Holding midfield was Seri. And then we had Slater and Pelkas slightly more advanced in the midfield. Malcolm and Aliyah were the wingers, and Ozan Tufan was playing a false 9 role up top because of our lack of strikers. The bench was Matt Ingram, Callum Elder, Greg Doherty, Ryan Woods, Ryan Longman, Adama Traore, Xavier Simons. Longman came on, then came off again in that one. I think that was injury related, if my memory serves. Former Tiger George Long in goal for Millwall that day. George Huyman in that team too. Two managers are still the same for the two sides as they are now, and the record between these two in our last 5 against them. A bit of a mixed bag. We've won 2, we've lost 2, and we've drawn 1. So it's really quite even, and there isn't really much to split us in recent years, dating back to the 11th of July 2020 during COVID. Ryan Leonard scored after 4 minutes in that one, and that was hell. That was hell to sit through and watch. Shared shirts today. Gary Taylor Fletcher. What a beast. He joined us on loan from Northwich, Victoria in 2001 and made 5 appearances for us. For Millwall, he joined them in 2015 on loan from Leicester. 10 appearances. Didn't score for either club out of us and Millwall. But what a legend. Yeah, wow. That's just remarkable. My predicted 11, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Rossignol would like to do this, but with injuries is a little bit strapped. So in goal, I think will be Ryan Allsop. Back four, Christie, Jones, Greaves, the captain, and Vinagre. He was talking about putting James Fleming in at some point and finding the right game, and that those games come. I think that game is coming soon because Vinagre hasn't for the CV he's got. He hasn't done anything particularly impressive. I'm going to be honest. Although there is still time for that to come around, for that to change. Central midfield: Tyler Morton, John McHale, Seri, and Scott Twine. Twine, similar to Vinagre, hasn't done much, but there is time for that to change. On the right, Liam Delap. On the left, Jaden Philogene. I don't think Delap would like to be on the right, and I don't know why that keeps flashing up with Tyler Morton either when I go back, but I don't think Delap is suited to the right, but I think he's like the only option we've got there at the minute who's match fit. On the left, Jaden Philogene, and up top, Aaron Connolly, who I think needs a massive rest, but he's just been called up for Ireland, so he's not going to get that. On the bench, Ingram, McLaughlin, Doherty, Traore, Cynic, Lakilo, Fairlong, Smith, and Sellers Fleming. I'm sorry that they keep flashing up with Delap and Christie. That shouldn't happen, but this thing's just weird. Yeah, so the bench, Ingram, McLaughlin, Doc, Traore, to be clear, Cynic, Lakilo, Fairlong, Smith, and Tyrell, Sellers, Fleming. That's my predicted team. Ollie, you've been at Fair. We were just talking about Fair and my dislike for it, mate. Hi, Joe. I saw you at Blackburn ages ago. I was nervous to say out again. Mate, come on. Don't get nervous, mate. If you see me, I don't bite unless we're losing 8-0. You can just feel like it won't be awkward because I'm fine talking to people, right? I am a people person. So just come up. If this goes for any of you in chat, if you see us and you, Ollie, yeah. Ollie's my cousin. But this goes for all here. If you see me, speak to me, come up to me, chat to me. I think I'm a sound bloke, and I can speak to new people. That's something I am quite good at doing, and we'll have that. We'll have that chat. Yeah, Cynic was good against Ipswich. I thought, and like I said in team news, if Cynic and Doc had more minutes in them, then I think they would start tomorrow because we missed someone like Slater's Industry against Ipswich, and Doc's got that. And Cynic came on and looked really, really up for it. So, like I say, I think they both would start if they had more minutes. I think Philogene would move to the right, Cynic on the left, and Delap moving up front, and Connolly dropping to the bench if Cynic was fit. But on to predicted scores then. Drop them in. Ollie, no, I'm not going. Sadly not. Drop your predicted scores in then, ladies and gents. And then we'll wrap it up because there's the darts on and I want to watch the darts. Need Cynic fully fit, Ashley. I'll correct you on that ASAP. Got no left wingers. Harry Vaughan's almost there as well. So we should have a couple back and ready for Southampton. Is it vest weather, mate? No, I just chucked this on, pal. 2-0 City, 4-2 City, 2-1 City. I'd take them. I think we will win. I think it will be tight. I think we'll win 2-1. And we'll put that Ipswich defeat to the back of our minds and respond like we did after that Doncaster game. Charlie says 2-1 loss, 96th minute winner, and Rossini kicked out the country. It's a bit weird. And Sam says 3-0 Millwall. Ashley agrees with me, 2-1 City. Good stuff. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. And I'll see you for all the reaction after the game tomorrow. Goodbye.